Alright, this is going to be a quick demonstration of how to fly the Doom. So, I'm on my way to fight a Tritachyon deserter, a pretty decent sized bounty. She's near a volcanic world in this system. And I'll be talking a little bit about my thought process, what I do. I've made this video a few times now, just kept on having audio mixing issues. Hopefully it's better now. In the meantime, here are my captain skills. Mandatory, 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 mandatory. Very good. Technically skippable if you really have to. Most skippable skill here. Ballistic Mastery is good for Needlers, but you can eventually replace Needlers with mini pulsers in the end game. System Expertise is mandatory. It's what makes your Doom mines good. Missile Specialization is very nice, but most of the bonuses don't apply to Mind Strike, so I skip it. Gunnery Implants is mandatory. Energy Weapon Mastery is like the reverse of Ballistic Mastery. You don't have to take it. It's nice to have. It's better if you have switched to mini pulsers. ECM, just a very good skill. Flex Regulation, normally I would take this. It's one of the best skills in the game. Right now I'm doing something a little different, so I don't have it, but you should, normally. Phase Coil Tuning. This is a luxury, but it's very nice if you want to do a lot of work with your Doom and not have to switch out to another ship. And it also, the gentleman who asked about this ship was having trouble with how slow the Doom was. So this will make it speedier. Neuralink and automated ships are a gimmick. I'm just goofing off and taking them for fun. Normally I wouldn't bother, and I'd take something like Coordinated Maneuvers or Crew Training. Cybernetic Augmentation, however, is very good. The damage bonus makes your Needlers better at overloading shields, and also applies to your mines. So that is a lot of damage. For fits, we've got Typhoon Reaper launchers in the missiles, light Needlers in the hardpoints, ion pulsers in the turrets. No point defense is necessary. You will just dodge anything that would kill you. Mass capacitors, always on phase ships. Vents are not important, it's just what's ever left over. Integrated targeting unit is mandatory unless you're doing some kind of really wacky all missiles build that needs like endgame redacted weapons and is silly anyways. Resistant flux conduits. This could be a lot of other things. It could be armored weapon mounts. It could be expanded magazines. Although expanded magazines, you run into the issue of you recharge charges faster than you can actually shoot them. So I don't know how good it is, really. Flux coil adjunct, boring but extremely effective. Or there's resistant flux conduits. I might even consider something like, where is it? Expanded missile racks, even with the penalty, might be worth considering, since you're generally using your missiles pretty sparingly. Auxiliary thrusters, not something I use often, but if you hate how slow or awkward the Doom feels, think about it. And neural interface is currently, normally I would have this down here, and then one of my other, favorite mods in that slot. But the built-in bonus for this is negligible, so this is how we've done it here. All right, let's get to the fight. If I'm sniffling a bit, it's because I'm still recovering from a flu, so I apologize. I'll try to keep coughing and other horrible noises to a minimum. All right, so we've set our frigates to capture all 4 points. The idea here is that if the enemy is running around to recapture points, that isolates their ships. And high tech, by its very nature, is good at winning those isolated fights, because it can just like, think of it this way. Your enemy's biggest, slowest ships are not doing anything if they aren't in range of any of your ships. Meanwhile, like, you've got a fight between our Tempest and their Tempest, or our Tempest and a Brawler, whatever. Our Tempests, our fits are better, our ships are S-modded. I currently don't have any officers, but normally you would. And point is, your ships can win those fights. And the idea is you use the Doom to tip the balance of the battlefield until you just outnumber them, period. And then everyone collapses on the big ships. This is pretty effective against other high-tech fleets. It is extremely effective against remnants, because remnants are both extremely fast and fearless, meaning it's very easy to just lead them around by the nose by making them think, oh, hey, we can kill you. It is less effective against low-tech and midline fleets. Low-tech because their ships are just too slow. Trying to bait them out of position takes a million years. And midline because, I mean, if you can do it, it works, but I don't know if it's an AI thing or just like an emergent property of their ships and weapon properties, but they tend to stick together more for some reason. Probably all the missile ships. Missile ships have an easier time sticking together because their range is so high. They don't need to move to engage, so they don't move as much. So one thing you'll notice is that ideally, when you're shedding flux, you want to use phasing out to get rid of soft flux, and then venting to get rid of hard flux. Phasing out, when you have phase anchor, is much more efficient. You get rid of that soft flux very, very quickly, so you don't want to be venting it. And you generally want to vent early and often. I try not to go above 50% hard flux, although sometimes you can avoid it. It's all of these quick bursts of speed, which serve a lot of overlapping purposes. It gets rid of soft flux, it recharges your weapons, it lets you reposition, both in terms of like where you are and where you're facing. You'll also notice I am using a mod to turn bullet time on and off. I hate bullet time. It's an advantage technically, but it feels awful. So, ooh, this could get messy. If you do have to take a big nasty hit like that, turn. You want to use your armor so that the hits are distributed all over your body and in places that you're not gonna need later, like your front-facing mounts. So very good to take hits on the side. Very good to take hits on your sort of rear nacelles, but not on your engines. Things like that. Anyways, I am not doing very well. I did say this would be candid. I think I did better against the two low-tech fleets that I recorded before this, but I'm tired and recuperating, so you get what you get. All right, I haven't used my Reapers at all yet. We're gonna finish this off. This Odyssey and Fury have lived far too long. One down. We're gonna use the wreck as cover, so that we can get a cheeky little event off. We're gonna prep the Odyssey by EMPing its weapons out, put mines behind it so it raises its shield in that direction, and then unload into it with Reapers and our guns from the exposed side. I'm simply not going to fight the enemy phase ship because that is a tar pit. It takes 5 times as long as it would for you to kill anything else. Just not worth it. In a sense, a phase ship is one of the best counters to another phase ship, but as the player, you have more important things to be doing, more efficient things to be doing. Like that. Oh, this is a fun opportunity. So, fighters And the explosions, when they die, can be exploited for two purposes. One, it makes your mines explode instantly if they connect to the fighter. And two, the fighter damage itself is very damaging. I have seen that just instantly pop high-tech and remnant cruisers. It can deal considerable damage even to capitals. And anything smaller than that is just toast. Very effective against remnants, very effective against high-tech, and very effective against pirates, because pirate ships kind of suck. At least until you give them all the blueprints. At least, and even then. Alright. I'm a little worried about how that Radiant is going to do with a Doom on it. I believe that Neuralink gives it the good AI instead of the suicidal AI. I'm not certain. I have noticed it like not closing as much, but that might just be because it doesn't have point defense. I don't know. Okay, it can handle a Doom by itself. Just I wasn't sure about a Doom and then a more conventional gunship at the same time. Alright, so this is nearly done, despite that embarrassing event with the other Odyssey. Cleaning up quite nicely. I think we've lost an Omen. We've lost a few Omens, probably. And a few Tempests, which is not ideal, but it's probably because I don't have officers. I just haven't made it a priority to look for them this run, and unfortunately, my officer candidates have not been very good either, so just don't have any that I'm happy with. Alright. And there we have it. We'll finish off this last Aurora. Although we could end the combat here if we preferred. I'm also using speed up to toggle game speed up and down. Just another way to sort of spare yourself the boredom during periods when you're far away from the action and there's no benefit to it. Playing it out. Okay, there we go. And that is how you fly the Doom. Except don't eat a massive volley of harpoons.